ready. We ready. We ready for you.
Okay.
Woo!
And
The brothers of Alpha Phi. I'm stuck.
We're ready, obviously. Too ready. Somebody say. Too ready.
I'm ready, too ready.
So here we are again. I mean, it's cold, bitch. I mean, it's real.
It came out of nowhere.
Girl, temperature dropped like 20 degrees in an hour. I said, oh no.
Like, oh, it was like, what's the weather? It was like 50 something when I went into work this morning. I got out, girl, my hat flew off. I was all up under somebody's car trying to get it. It wasn't your wig. It was a mess. It was a mess.
And girl, that wind was blowing so hard. I walked outside and that wind hit me. I felt like I was buck naked. Wind just cut right through my clothes like glass, girl. I didn't know what to do. I felt indecent and exposed.
Is it that cold in Austin, Rachel?
I mean, yeah, but it was earlier today. It was more like it was cold, but it was still kind of humid, so it was fine. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then I had an audition earlier, and when I came back to work, I was like, I don't need my jacket. It's nice outside. I walked out of work 3 hours later. The wind was so damn cold and kicking up like it was trying to make a damn hurricane. I had to run back to my car before my nipples froze off.
Oh, no, poor thing. What you have audition for, though? I mean, I'm being nosy.
What's the audition? What's tea?
Commercial Cheerios.
Hey, a Cheerios commercial. Wait, Rachel, are you going to be part of an interracial relationship in the commercial?
I really wanted to. You don't understand. Like, that's what I was hoping the commercial was for. Like, I was like, yes, I get to portray myself as a strong African-American woman who is dating a meek white man on television. No, it's supposed to be like best friends. So I have a white best friend.
Okay, close enough.
Okay. But I'm the younger version of somebody else.
Oh, okay. Y'all look kind of alike. Just black people look alike. You know what I mean?
It's just black people. I ain't look like any of them black people. I was like, why do you call me back with her? This woman's 3 shades darker than me. You trying to tell me when I get older I'm supposed to get darker too? I don't even
I guess that's what they think. Melanin is funny that way. We don't know how it works.
Apparently, it's nope.
It's true. When I was still living in Canada, I would get lighter in the winter, and then I would get dark in the summertime. People were like, "You bleach your skin?" I'm like, "Nah, it's winter."
No, because you was ashy. In the wintertime, you be ashy.
Yeah, wintertime.
Yeah, I'm just ashy. That's not why. My mama used to say that too, and I'd be like, "Mama, that don't make no damn sense. You can only get darker in the summer because of the sun." And it actually does make sense. You do get lighter technically in the winter. That's just because the sun is further away. Like there's not enough sun to make you look like something.
Well, obviously that's the case, but also
get darker in the summertime and it fades in the winter. Does that make sense? Like,
but white people don't know that because they tan all year round.
Poor thing.
Yeah, all year round.
Or spray tan.
That's because if they didn't in the wintertime, they'd be stark white. You couldn't find them motherfuckers in the snow. God bless. And you know they don't wear no clothes in wintertime.
Girl, like no lie, I saw a man jogging with some fucking shorts on, and then he had to learn to have on ankle socks.
So what do you have to prove, sir?
Right.
We get it. You're not cold.
We get it. You exercise year round. Don't nothing phase you, skinny bitch.
I see men out here in Austin, and naturally it's always white men, but these white men, and hell, these white girls too out here in Austin, they will be running the men just them short ass marathon shorts on, no shirt.
They go up on the sides.
Yeah, no damn shirt. The girls be wearing the sports bra and some booty shorts like it's a Nike commercial. No damn clothes on. It's 20 degrees outside. You have not been running that long to be warm enough to be naked. You have not been running long enough.
You can never run long.
Unless
you're running with somebody else pressed on your back. Like if it's 2 naked motherfuckers running in a fucking potato sack, I guess. But girl, Not
the
one
only
naked
reason why
motherfucker.
you would only Usain Bolt could probably do that because he fast as hell.
Right. But there's no way you catch him outside in that cold though. He's Jamaican.
I was just gonna
No,
say,
hell no.
even he will eventually run up.
Are cold.
Would he would just cuss, and say "bumba clot" and run back inside. Bumba clot, Scott.
Really done a beach. That is a Guyanese word. That's a Guyanese word. That's what
Yes,
it's like the biggest cuss word, skunt. It's like I guess it's like a skank and a cunt. Yeah, I don't know. But it's actually
merge them together.
Part of the woman's vagina. Because I remember one time I thought I made up that word when I was younger. And I was like, no, you can't say skunt. You like, no. I was like, what? I made the word up. She's like, no, you did it.
You did not. Gotcha. But yeah, that's the only people I hear say it is Guyanese folk. Girl, I know the Caribbeans.
Hey.
I fucks with the Caribbean folk.
Word up. Trinity people say cunt a lot. Yeah, but they say, hi, but I cunt. You do that.
But I like how Caribbean people use the same cuss word to mean many things. Like,
yeah.
Like just asshole, fuck, whatever.
It's like V. You can put it anywhere. It goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. It's a lovely language. It's very colorful. I love the way you use it.
It's a pronoun.
Yes.
But anyway, girl, getting into things.
Getting into it.
Getting right on into it.
Put it in.
So everybody watched the Chappelle specials, right?
Yes. I have.
On the day they came out, the 31st, right? They came out the 31st? Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Morning.
I think I watched it January 1st. Yeah,
I watched
it
on the 1st.
On New Year's Day.
But I've watched it many and many times. I think I've seen them maybe 3 times because I was trying to clock up certain jokes, like how he put the phrases and shit together. It was like,
yeah, I think I watched both of them. I think I watched Equanimity 4 times, and I watched Bird Revelation 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. I watched them like 2 times and then like and a half because I fell asleep.
Yeah. Kelanna, how many times you watched it?
I've watched it twice. I watched both of them twice. I haven't watched them more than that.
I had to. Like, I had to watch it more than that because
if you don't know together, I don't know how many times I've watched it because I kept rewinding it. So
yeah,
I don't know. So it probably more than twice because I kept rewinding it. Girl, it was so good.
But yeah, it just makes me happy about doing comedy. Like, I watched it and I was like, I want to go to an open mic right now. Like, right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, he kind of moves me in that way to make me want to be better.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep watching it, because I need some motivation in this world.
Right. So which one did you like better?
Ooh.
Good question.
So I like Bird Revelation, but I don't like the way it ends. But I do think Equanimity. I can't say it. The other one.
Anemone.
Mm-hmm. The other one. I think the other one was. I still don't know if any of if all the specials he's done, any of them are better than Killing Them Softly. But damn it, the other one, that one, it was damn close.
Yeah. That was my favorite. I like that one better.
That one was damn close.
Damn, he killed it. And then like that whole concept of him like telling you the punchline before. I thought he was gonna say it later on, but I didn't realize that the end of his next joke was gonna be that punchline.
Oh, I caught it.
I was like, I'm like, is he gonna? I really was like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. I was like, damn, this nigga said that shit already. And then he ended with that shit. I was like, call back, nigga, call back.
But I mean, I don't know which one is my favorite. I think it's kind of hard to say actually, because I think I could say Bird Revelation is my favorite one, but they had such great parts of Equanimity that I can't really.
Yeah.
I can't say that I like Bird Revelation more because I loved how he ended Equanimity with the Mamie Till. Oh my God. Like I was dying.
Yeah.
Just because like he said, they don't teach people that when they get in a naturalization test, when they learn of America. And that's more a part of America than anything else, I think, as a part of who we are now. That's a big deal. So people should know that. And I just love that he did that.
I can test one of these days. Hey, turn up, what? Accept me, people.
I can't find anything bad to say. I know white women are mad, but when aren't they? And then I know the trans
forever looking for a manager.
And then the trans people are upset, and that's the one I really truly don't understand the most. Like I said, white women are always mad. But the trans part, that's the one I'm just most confused about as to why they hate it so much.
But before we even get into that, though, before we even get into
okay,
because we definitely get into that because people get on my nerves. Mm-hmm. As a comic, what would you say? Like, how did it affect you to see him come back after all this time and do those 4 specials? And they all had their own merits, but he was just so fucking good. And being that good after this long, like, how does that resonate with you?
Well, first of all, he's clearly a professional. Like, there's not even, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's been doing comedy since he was, like, 18 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, 40-something.
Yep.
So he's been doing a long time. So that just lets you know that, like, you put in the work. I'm pretty sure that his first time on stage, he was probably a little bit funny because, he started young. But, like, for sure, he's way better than he was when he was 19. So it's like putting that work and you know what I mean? But then I feel like there's certain people just have a natural talent. Like I know, like, I'm not gonna say that everyone that made it has a natural talent, but there's just some people who are just naturally funny. Like, there's people that they don't want to do comedy. They just be talking to you and they just be cracking up, you'd be dying. And then there's other people who are good on stage, but they're not even funny in real life. I'm like, nigga, how you technical on stage? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they methodically write out their jokes and they say it word for word and they're so funny, but in real life, they're not really funny. I feel like he's both. So that's like, he a genius. He a comedic genius. I'm like, oh, okay. Shoot.
Word.
Yeah.
Kelanna.
Goals.
Did you say hashtag goals?
Yes.
It's hashtag goals for real, man. I mean, to see him that good after all these first of all, I'm selfish. So for him to come back and still be on top, it's like, thank you for coming back because now I have somebody to study. I don't have to keep going back all the way back to 1982. I don't have to, it's good to know the history of comedy and to watch how they structure a joke and watch the timing and the delivery and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that he's back and he's talking about relevant things is kind of like, because those are the things that I want to get into more. It's kind of like, I don't know if I want to offend anybody. But just to see him be so comfortable and actually have a strong opinion about it, not just saying it to offend people, it helps me along my damn journey. So I'm glad the nigga back, honey, and I'm glad he on tap.
Bad bitch.
Bad. Yes, meow.
Rachel, what you think?
No, I mean, what I got out of it is because y'all know that I don't mind saying whatever the fuck is on my mind. I really don't. I really don't care. I don't care. I don't. So, and sometimes that means saying something that's controversial and statement or whatever. And for me, I'm watching it so many times because Dave Chappelle, when you break it down, and maybe this is why the transgender community is upset, when you break it down sentence by sentence and just kind of separate it all, he does say some crazy ass shit.
Yeah, he does.
But the way it's strung together, the way that he's able to say, I'm a human, I'm flawed, this is the way I thought, but this is why I know it's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So we should all, get over it or get along or just, just let each other be people. The way that he can do that, that's what I'm paying attention to. I'm like, okay, how I want to learn how to do that. Well, what I really took away from it was I hated when people pop the mic on their fucking leg every time they want to laugh.
I was like,
he was killing me with that girl. Like, Dave, could you stop?
I know.
God damn it!
Did he in Killing Me Softly? Did he do that in that one too?
Yeah, but not as much.
That's his thing.
Yeah, he did it much less.
Yeah, because I remember I saw him when he came to like, I guess like, what's that called? Like the Oddball Festival. This is by my first year in Texas, 2012. And then like he was performing and he was doing that too. That was like, because that was like the first year he came back like going on tour. Like everyone's like, oh my God, he's back. It was like
that makes me worried that every comic in DC, if you just go to any comic show in DC, it's just mic after pop, just pop, pop, pop all damn night.
No, that is not the case. Thank God. That's just Mr. Dave Chappelle. But I feel like that's a nervous tick. I feel like everybody has, when they're on stage and they're, we all have nerves. And I think even Dave Chappelle got him as good as he is. And that's like part of it. You got that thing that
what's that comic's name that he says like he kind of was like his mentor or whatever? Black dude in DC. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
He was Dave Chappelle's mentor?
Yeah, he said that was like Dave Chappelle's mentor or whatever, and they're both from DC. I can't remember his name right now, but he was, when I went to Baltimore for that comedy festival, he was like the headliner for it. He does the same shit. It's the exact same thing. So I was like,
well,
maybe.
Dave, baby, stop it. Please.
Charlie Barnett? Is that it? Nope.
No.
Nope.
It's a blacker name.
Like Lamonte?
Something like that. I don't know. Like Damon Green. Nigga said that name is black on paper. Good God. Damn, he's just good.
But there was like two jokes that were kind of like Kelanna's jokes. You caught those, Kelanna? I was like, oh, that's like Kelanna's joke. When he said the porn, like, I don't know if you noticed that part, but that's the one I found it right away because even this tone, it's like how you say it with the tone.
Which joke?
She has a joke about like porn, like the names in porn. Like, she says it in that voice, and I swear to God, I said it in the same voice as you. Did you notice that, Kelanna?
No, I didn't catch the voice. I caught the porn joke though. I was like, oh, okay.
Voice change. I swear to God, I was like, that's the joke. When you had messaged me about the other joke, I was like, oh yeah, that joke too. But I was thinking that one because the way he said he's like it was like about the whole like he's like how he doesn't feel comfortable watching porn because the titles are messed up, which is kind of like the same premise as yours, but just different. But the way his voice goes, I swear to God, he's just like, that's exactly how I was like, oh shoot, she's a genius.
Am I a legend as well?
Why did he sign in twice? There she goes.
Double tap.
She in here twice.
Oh, because she frozen on one.
Oh.
You see her face on that one?
Yep. It's like that other one too, but she'll move it a little bit. Just
all right. But I'm sorry, I dipped off for a second. But watching it, I guess I kind of took from it a little bit what Kelanna took from it, just a little, because it's like he's such a fucking genius. That is, so I have somebody that I can look at and say, that's a goal. That's something I can aspire to. And like 2003, I wanted to be Dave Chappelle. Like I wish I didn't, but I really wish I didn't. But ever since like 2003, it's just like I want to be Dave Chappelle, and he's just so fucking good. And like y'all said, it's like he's been doing it so long. It just goes to show when you put the time into it, what you can actually accomplish. I mean, I wish I would have started when I was 16 years old.
Well, it's not just the time; it's the work too. He wasn't. Yeah.
And it's the time, the work, and the consciousness, because you can put time in it all day long. But if you're not paying attention to what the fuck you saying and how the crowd reacts and the timing of your joke and how it's all set up, you ain't gonna come out learning nothing. So you can perform all you want to, but if you're not really paying attention, I don't think you're gonna learn from it. And that's
it ain't no, because I remember
handbook. You just got to learn this stuff.
Because when I like I remember when I applied for Oddball Festival.
Okay, do it again because you were cutting out.
Am I going? Am I cutting out?
A little bit.
You good now?
Shit. Why, guys? Why?
I'm like, what happened? Did she drop the phone?
Her computer drunk.
Sorry, I kicked the table. I kicked the table.
Getting tipsy. Hey.
God damn it, Spectrum Internet. I pay y'all too much of money every month.
Every month.
For y'all be on my internet connection.
All the time.
Okay, are you there, Dee?
Are you there, Dee?
I lost her. Why does this always happen?
See, I don't know. But while she's doing this, because she said that, and this kind of like made me think of something.
Mm-hmm.
Stand-up comedy classes.
Okay.
Right.
Because I was in an acting class the other day, and the teacher already knows I do stand-up, and she told the whole class, oh, she does stand-up. And, you start getting the typical the first question, oh my God, you stand-up? Where do you do stand-up? And then you have to explain to them that no one does stand-up in one spot.
Yeah.
It's in multiple places, and then they don't get it.
Yeah.
But they kept there were several of them that said, this year I'm going to start doing stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll my eyes every time.
Why?
Well, the thing they had asked about, they said, where do you do shows? Do you do shows at open mics? And I said, no, open mics aren't shows. They're open mics.
Right.
They're like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, if someone tells you they're a stand-up comedian, they are a stand-up comedian, and they invite you to an open mic, they probably suck. That's just
sincerely, because I feel like
I said there might be some exceptions. Your friends just might want to see you do something, like whatever, you know what I mean? But if you're just inviting people, hey guys, everybody at work, I'm a stand-up comedian. Come watch my show. It's called the so-and-so open mic. That's not. You probably suck. So anyway, someone had brought up open mic classes. And just my thought on them is just, you can't teach somebody humor.
This is true, but you can teach them structure of a joke. That's different.
But and I don't think you can necessarily do that either, because everybody's has a different set of delivery. Some people do one-liners, some people tell stories, some people are just fucking weird. You know what I mean? They do that experimental shit. So, you know what I mean? So there's not one structure for one type of stand-up comedy. So I was just been thinking about stand-up comedy classes, and I'm starting to think like they really are a scam for people.
Well, I'm taking one. I'm not gonna lie. So like me, I'm a technical person. You know what I mean? Like I'm just very logical. I'm very like engineering thought. Like I like math. I like equations, formulas. And stand-up comedy is not that. You know what I mean? It's to be creative, which I'm like, oh. Like that, you know what I'm trying to say? So when I wanted to do stand-up comedy for a long time, but I just didn't know how to start. And it was like, just start. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm like kind of scared. So from the reason why I started doing it, I took a class at DC, class, and I was just like, yes, finally. And it's also a way to force me to do something because I'm a procrastinator. And then I was like, I was learning stuff, which I feel like a lot of stuff that I learned, I kind of knew, but you hear it reiterating in a structure. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, like your friends give you advice and you're like, duh, I knew that, but you said it all eloquent. Now I really fucking believe that shit. That's how I kind of felt. That's like how I did it. And then even like Lauren was a teacher in Palos. They're like, why are you here? You don't go to class. I was just like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But I needed to come here for y'all to tell me that. And now I'm good. Does that make sense? So that was my way.
So it's not really a stand-up comedy class. It's a confidence booster based in comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But I probably wouldn't have done it if I never went to the class. So maybe, yeah.
So then she marketed it as something different.
There were some people in there that needed the class. And some people, even with the class, didn't do well. No offense.
I mean, everybody has their own hurdle when it comes to stand-up comedy. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that hurdle is actually just getting the confidence to do it. Like sometimes, like everybody isn't the type of person that'll just go out on stage and just, because it's hard to tell people what you think. It's hard to
right, but a stand-up comedy class is marketed as in sign up for this class and we will teach you how to be a stand-up comedian. And no, you can't.
I don't think of it like
no,
that. I didn't.
Can't.
It was just more, but I just feel like I guess like for me, I still think it was beneficial. Like I think the class is beneficial. I would actually go to another class, even though I wouldn't mind taking another class just to like get more
stand-up comedy class. I would never. Like the very thought insults me. The very thought of having to take a stand-up comedy class would make me be mad at myself. But that's just me. But this is because to do this shit. So it was kind of like that, Deanna, either you got the nuts or you don't. Like, are you ready for this shit or are you not ready for this shit? So I just went out there and did it and just swang and missed. And I think part of finding out if you're really made for this shit is if you can just go out there and you can bomb hard as fuck, you know what I'm saying, get that lonely feeling on stage. Mm-hmm. And
but a comedy class can't teach you what it's like to bomb. You can be in a class and be like, all right, everyone, we're going to do jokes. We're going to do 5 minutes each. Nobody laugh. That way you'll learn what it's like to bomb. And no, you know, they just being quiet because they have to. It's not the same. Like, Charmaine, how many people from your class have actually continued and done stand-up comedy? Not just once, but like you see them out?
Well, yeah, like they kind of trickled down. Like at first, there was like 3 of us that kept on doing it, and then they both just. But I knew them from. They both do improv now only. So I started doing improv, but I'm so much better at stand-up comedy. I knew improv wasn't my thing. I was like, I hate improv.
I just feel like
I'm not that good at it, so I'm better at stand-up comedy. So I can keep doing it.
But you knew you knew you were a stand-up comic, and I think stand-up comedy, you just know you're gonna do it. You said like you knew you wanted to be a stand-up comic, so it's either shit or get off the pot.
Right.
And so I feel like stand-up is kind of like you have to be drawn to do it. Because you can't teach somebody how to be funny. You can't teach somebody timing. You can't. Right. You can't do it.
No, I agree with that stuff. But those stuff, I guess maybe I already had all the skills. Just put it together.
Yeah.
But like you said, you just needed somebody to give you the push to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the director. I think that's the primary director of a stand-up comedy class. If you got the itch, this is how you see if you really want to do it. If you're maybe not sure if it's for you.
Or like that's like lessons. Like apparently, like this girl taught Mariah Carey how to sing. Okay, but obviously Mariah Carey sings better than the girl taught her because Mariah Carey
she already had a natural ability.
Well, not the recent one. Oh, Mariah Carey. Let's be clear. Yeah.
But anyway, all that aside, which has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Right. So with Dave Chappelle, with him being the virtuoso that he is and being able to say the things that he says, because he always been controversial. Am I right? I know he did.
Yeah, he has. He's always been that way.
So people are angry now because now he's saying controversial things that doesn't fall in line with the popular opinion or the most progressive opinion.
Mm-hmm. So what did he say?
Girl, like, okay, so there's this thing about when he said that's a brittle spirit. Ooh. When that woman, where she said that when Louis beat off on the phone and she didn't want to
bitch, can you hang up? Dead.
I guess. I mean, I didn't take it in any sort of way like that. I feel like he explains himself so damn clearly from the point of view that he's coming from that you can't sit there and get mad. He says exactly what he means in such an easy way. A 4-year-old can fucking get it. Right. And why don't you get it?
And it's almost as if he did it. I know he did it on purpose. Like he broke it down level where you can even debate it because he gave you the setup. He told you why he felt that way. And then he hit you with a punchline. Then he came back and told you again why he felt that way. Right. As far as Caitlyn Jenner posing nude, people mad at that. because he wouldn't have the power to not look at them pictures. And that's
hilarious.
Which is hilarious. He sat there and said, I don't want to see that. Ew. Which honestly, who is asking for that?
I don't care how progressive you are. I do not care how forward thinking you are, how much of an ally you are, bitch. I promise you, I do not want to see Caitlyn Jenner boy pussy. I do not.
I don't want to see it. I don't. You can tell me if it was. You can say it was the other one, the original mom, Chris. You can say it was Chris. Pussy. I don't see that shit either.
Yours either.
That's what I'm saying. So for people to be mad at a line like that when he sits there and says, I don't want to see it because I know that I'm not strong enough as a man to still not want to see a vagina. That's what he just fucking said. How is that a problem? I don't get it.
And girl, it's hard to get.
People are just so conditioned to just get mad at whatever society tell them to be mad at.
A society of bitch ass niggas.
Exactly. And then I can't remember. Somebody said something about it's really white men who are making a big deal making a big deal about it because they're trans.
It's white people in general because white ladies are mad.
Well, I mean, that's what Dave Chappelle said. He said, I have a sneaking suspicion that the only reason why we care about this is because it's something white men want to do.
Yeah.
We're mad at it too.
And that I think that's true.
Yeah, I do too. I never thought of it until he said it, but I do too.
Right. I was like, you know what? That kind of makes sense. Like, Like that was my aha moment, right? It says, And then also one thing too, what I realize about like this culture is that or with this day and age is that if you say anything against like gay people or trans people, like you're gonna be you're out. Like you know what I mean? You
done.
Do it. I just feel like I feel like there's a way to like disagree with something without being offensive. Does that make sense? Like
right.
As human beings, like let's say my favorite color was red and yours is blue. I'm not gonna get mad at you because unless you're blood and Crip, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, why can't I just debate why I don't like that? Like, and that's gonna be a problem. It's like they want everyone to be the same person and think the same way. That's so dumb and so boring. We can't be the same way. We all grew up differently. We have different morals, different. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't.
I think a lot of the problem is the humanity issue. And it is, and LGBT rights is a human rights issue. And the razor's edge that we walk is between a human rights violation and just plain old, I guess, ignorance.
Right.
And people can't it's hard to tell the difference. Because you can say, because trans people kind of feel like Dave Chappelle doesn't see their humanity.
Right.
And it's not for him to say whether it's moral or not. It's not for him to say if this is how they should live their lives. But it's such a fine line between it that it's easy to get caught up in it.
So would they be happy if all of a sudden he has a new joke about how he got in a car accident and he got pinned in the car and he couldn't get out, and then all of a sudden the transgender came and ripped the door off and saved him, and from that day on he saw them all as angels? Would that make him bet? That's humanity? Like, I don't. What do you want him to say?
He just he read too close to that very fine line, and people.
Is that also why white people don't like him? Because he doesn't see the humanity in them either.
It's a tightrope, dude. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's a very narrow line to walk, and he walked on it, and people feelings got it.
That's what I'm saying, though. These people gotta understand that you taking shit so personally, like. He said, if you're a black person that accept many roles and just keep on accepting shit, you get Kevin Harted. Nobody, trans people didn't get mad because he said that.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Did Kevin Hart get mad? Did Kevin Hart?
Because he got mad at Michael Blackson. Y'all saw that?
Well, Michael Blackson is funny. So fuck Michael Blackson. How about that? Fuck Michael Blackson.
Why? What happened?
He's trash. He is trash.
Yo, no, his Instagram is funny. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's funny on Instagram. Just
hell no.
To play it out.
What?
The African shit is played out.
What you talking about, nigga? What you talking about, nigga? Oh, okay, nigga, okay. So what you saying? Well, like, shut up. Shut up. You don't even talk like that. You don't even talk like that, my nigga. You, like, shut up.
Hey, I saw a video of him roasting Monique on the, what was it, Yo Mama show?
Snaps. It was called Snaps.
Okay. Yeah. It was back in the 90s, and he was doing that same bit. Like, stop.
Okay, motherfucker. Yeah. Motherfucker.
It's running.
It's tired. It's tired. It's over next, basically.
Ooh.
But with all this said, do you think part of the problem is that people hold Dave Chappelle up in a certain regard to where they feel like he is a champion of the underdog or the oppressed?
No.
I wouldn't say it like that. It's funny because my homegirl, she sent me like, she just gave me like some, like, oh, I got a joke for you, whatever. So I was like, yeah, kind of. I feel like that could kind of be offensive to trans people. And it wasn't even that big, but I was like, she's like, what? I'm like, you didn't see how I got mad at Dave Chappelle? She's like, that's true. Get mad at him. So we're discussing that, and she's just like, well, he got away with it. I'm like, cause he Dave Chappelle, he a legend. Niggas don't know me. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to be on that. Like, nah, leave that for him. He could
I have a trans joke, and I still do it because I think it's hilarious, but it's not at the expense of trans people. So
right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't to me. The joke what she gave wasn't offensive. But I was like,
and that's the other thing I don't understand. All of his jokes about trans people are at the expense of him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, the joke really isn't even about you. It's just a tool to get to the part where he says, I don't want to see, to open up the curtains to see a dick inside the pussy. Like that was it. All of that was just so he could say that dumb sentence at the end. And that's a joke on him.
Yeah. Because he's cracking a joke on himself. Like, I don't get it, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't even have an opinion on it because I just don't get it.
I mean, we all think about this stuff. Like when we first heard about Caitlyn Jenner, and now that there's such a big push for trans rights, don't we all have an opinion about it?
No, I'm talking
about
how people are up in arms about it. I don't understand how.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why people shouldn't be up in arms, because we all got an opinion about it, and just because his doesn't fall in line with yours, that doesn't mean outrage automatically.
I think ultimately it's just everybody's trying to be. Everybody wants to distance themselves so far from being anything that could be. Bigoted or any kind of way. So the minute somebody says something, they can be like, oh no, that's transgender. I can't believe he said the word trans. I'm gonna be so mad, and I'm gonna post every article I can find about how wrong this is. And then 25 minutes later, Trump says that all Haitians have AIDS, and then they're like, oh, I can't believe it, and all black people are just like, we knew that already. Like, it's just we're being really offended real quick for shit that we already knew.
And I think
this is off topic, but did the H&M thing bother you with the monkey sweater thing?
I don't give a fuck about that little boy in a damn green sweater. Come on now.
I don't think he had that sweater on when they took the photo. I think they you know how like we got 17 green hoodies. All of them got different logos, but to save money, we're just gonna shoot one green hoodie and we'll put the logos on those shirts. Mm-hmm. You know how they do on them clothing lines. That's clearly a black dress, but y'all just photoshopped it in. Now it's red. That's how I know. Like, I think that's what it was on the shirt. Either way. Yeah, it was a dumb mistake, but I mean, they white people from Switzerland or wherever the fuck they from. I don't.
But it's like the Dove commercial. I don't give a fuck about that either. I don't care about it. Like,
I don't think it was the intent.
The thing is, I still use Dove soap. It's really good for my skin. I was like, yo, that day I had like 5 things. I'm like, I had the body wash, I had the soap. I'm like, fuck, I had the lotion. I'm like, fuck, Dove.
I don't care about that shit. Yes, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Who has time to be offended all the time? Like, who has time to be offended by
white
every
women.
Little thing? But yeah, I mean, some stuff, it's in poor taste, sure. maybe putting that hoodie on a black boy was in poor taste. I can acquiesce to that. But is it that big of a goddamn deal?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was that big of a deal. You gotta keep in mind those people are not from America. They're from Switzerland or Sweden or wherever the fuck they from. They don't. No, they didn't think about that. It just didn't happen. Why would it cross their minds? They know black people over there anyway. They just think it's a cool saying for kids.
I'm lost. I haven't been on social media. So what happened?
What?
Huh?
That I haven't been on social media. I don't even know what happened. What boy in a sweater? Like,
oh, you don't know? Okay, so it was like I think it was like Sunday night or I guess Monday morning. Someone realized it. I think it was on a UK site. So I don't know what the photographers were. But so like HM, like a little dark skinned, handsome little boy, and he has a sweater that says, what does it say? It says coolest
monkey in the jungle.
It's not funny, but it's not funny. But I'm just like, why would you do that? I was laughing. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, are you guys dumb? Like, that's how I. It's not bad. That was my reaction. Like, these white people are so fucking stupid. But I was laughing. But I'm like, they're stupid for doing it. But I was still kind of laughing. Then I felt bad because everyone's getting mad, and I'm like, yo, I'm not saying it's funny, but it made me laugh.
It's so crazy. I don't
like, why would you do that? You know what I mean? And then there's like a white boy in a sweater, and his has a tiger or some shit. So I'm like, you could have just switched sweaters, and this whole thing would have been, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't have would have been a thing.
None of this stuff surprises me anymore. That's why I don't understand how this shit makes the news. Like, why is it
right?
Like, every other week it's always somebody accidentally. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't pay attention. I missed it. I'm sorry. We missed it. We apologize. I'm sick of it. I can't take it. My brain can't take no more. My soul can't take no more. I'm just tired of it.
Like everybody posting that little video of that senator or representative from Kentucky talking about all black people. We're like, we have to smoke weed because it's in the DNA or some bullshit.
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. I gotta find it and I'll post it on y'all's wall or whatever. But it's just he's like at a public forum or whatever, and they're talking about how he's standing behind Jeff Sessions wanting to like retract all the states that made weed legal. And he was like, well, you know, black people, or the African American community, it's in their DNA, and that's why that they have a higher crime rate. Like he was just saying all this dumb, outlandish shit that I keep seeing people post it on their walls, and every time I see it, I'm just like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he said that. Yeah, sure. I don't know why are we. Yeah, that's my reaction. Just yeah, okay.
And then
I think we get it. People are racist. Like we know, but
we
that's
get
us. Black people, we over it. We've been noodle. We've been telling y'all racism hasn't gone anywhere. Mm-hmm. We know that. Mm-hmm. But speaking of people with their fake outrage, Genuine.
So anxious.
Yo, I met him when I was like, what, 18?
So just real quick, I'm gonna go down the line. Charmaine, are you mad at Genuine? Do you think he's transphobic?
Okay, to tell you the truth, I didn't watch the video, but from what I hear, I'm just like, what's the problem? He doesn't want to kiss someone. Like, I wouldn't want to kiss someone that's trans. I'm sorry. Like, if I was dating a guy, I don't know if it's a problem. Or the way I said it, I'm like, oh, shoot your face. Oh. Right? Like, if I was dating a guy and I found out he was trans, I would be mad. Like, I would be mad. I'd be like, yo, how come you didn't tell me? Because I'm a woman now. Like, nah, nigga. Like, nah. Like, that's just me. Get mad at me if you want, but that's why I wouldn't be mad. And if I was trans, I would be that person to be like, hey, y'all, I'm trans, just in case you didn't know. Oh, you good with it? Oh, you not cool with it? All right, cool. Mm-hmm. I think.
All right.
Let me not say that.
I don't. I'm sorry. What was the question? I was wrapped up in Charmz.
I feel like the outrage warranted against Genuine.
It's fake.
And calling him transphobic.
It's fake. No, for real. Though. For real. If I was Genuine, I probably would have hit her with one of them too. I wouldn't want to. I'm not saying anything is wrong with trans people, but that's just like a man walking up to a woman. All right, what's up, baby girl, and kiss her on the cheek. A woman would probably be upset, like, nigga, you don't even know me. Why you kissing me? Like, I'm not your girl. Chill out.
And every people got herpes. Shoot.
Yeah.
All right, Rachel.
Go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead. I was about to go in.
Number one, I did see the video, and to be fair, I don't think anybody would have kissed a woman that ass because that trans woman was ugly. Has nothing to do with the fact that she's trans. She's ugly. She's not cute. That's what you get. Next time, put your makeup on before you ask a question like that. Number two, why are we reviving Genuine's career? It's bad enough he's on Big Brother UK. Let him go. Just let him go. Who cares what he said? No one cares. No one cares. But I promise you this, if it was Janet Mock that asked him that question, he would have been fine with it.
Janet Mock is a bad bitch.
That's a bad bitch.
Janet Mock look better than me.
I'm like,
Janet Mock look better than most women.
Janet Mock. Janet what Mock?
M-O-C-K.
Yep.
But I feel like,
yeah, she was. I saw her on the show before. Yeah, she looked good. Yeah.
But I feel like people get mad at anything that happens to a transgender person right now.
Yeah, because they feel like they need to be on the right side of history if something go wrong.
Right, like any rejection.
Because last time they wasn't on the nigga side, like their grandparents and shit. So
right, and that's what Dave Chappelle is talking about. You need to get behind me because I've been in line for a long time. You ain't about to cut at the DMV. It's not happening like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening like that.
Yeah.
But it's just this thing. And then, of course, it was a white trans woman.
Mm-hmm. I see it now.
The video, you watching it?
No, I was looking at. I had to pull up Janet Mock. I don't know that.
People like to look her up too. But she looked good.
She fine. Mm-hmm. It's like it was a white trans woman that tried to kiss all up on him, and everything. I hate to make it about race, but that's the way we kind of been socialized, and people see it straight off the bat. And if it wasn't for the fact that white men were trans too, because they are in positions of power to make people go away. White people can end your career.
I do think it's interesting though, because I looked that up and I found like when you look at some of the stuff for the people who are living in that house, they're one of the contestants, I guess that's how it works, on Big Brother, also living in the house is Courtney Act, who is like season 8 drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. Mm-hmm. If Genuine really had a problem, I think it would have, like, you got, not only do you have a drag queen who's tucking and doing shit and you can see him doing it every day. And he has that. I feel like there would have been a real issue and he would have said if he had a problem. Like, he would have said it by now.
But I don't think just because you don't want to kiss someone, I don't see how that's the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a problem.
I mean, like, sharing space with a trans person is a completely different from them putting their mouth on you.
Right.
You can share your space with these people and not be intimidated. But when it comes to your personal space and a motherfucker trying to move in on you, it's like, you need to calm down.
Right.
That's true.
Open to this. And then he might even be open to it if he wasn't on Big Brother.
I talk about it. And then finish the damn song.
Maybe if somebody would have slowly transitioned him into it instead of just coming full force. You gotta
old dusty trans woman because that bitch was dusty.
Right.
She's not cute. Sorry.
Right.
Can't everybody get mad. Knows. Nobody wants to make out with Precious. Sorry. Nope. No.
Everybody's not checking for you.
Sometimes you're not being attractive is a valid excuse. That's just
right.
it.
Like when some people be like, oh, they didn't want to hang out with me because I was black. Like, because I was black. No, it wasn't because you're black. Because you're ugly. Sorry.
Sorry. Like that is a valid excuse.
You see it. I seen it when I used to work in a call center. The nigga that sleep with everybody in the call center, the cute guy, women wouldn't say, ugh, get away from me. But that annoying nigga with the braids going straight to the back that dress up every day with his shirt tucked in all the way hard.
Always got something to say.
Yeah, people would be like, oh, he annoying. He always trying to holler at somebody. But let the cute one try to holler at somebody. Girl, you know.
Right.
And you and everything shit.
So don't nobody want the nigga with the white around his mouth. Don't nobody want to fuck with him.
Right.
No. So it's all.
That's why
all a matter of who doing the flirting, whether it's sexual harassment or not.
You know what? That's one of the things that he said too. And then I was like, yo, that does make a difference. Because sometimes you're like, oh, he's cute or whatever. See, oh, he's stupid. Then you're like, stupid. Like, you know what I mean? There's a difference. Like, how you stupid? No, right. Nigga, you are stupid.
One woman's creep is another woman's hood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because he was a creep, like your opinion of whatever a creep was, and then all of a sudden you find out now he's dating someone else and they don't see him that way, maybe because he does not act that way. Like there's multiple facets to people, and I think everyone right now is just like, no, you're only like this. If you say this, this is the result.
Right.
If I say something, yeah.
And I just kind of think a lot of times people don't want to give each other space to be wrong. You're not always going to be right. Nobody is always right. And, you know, you got to let people be wrong sometimes. And then if you have to correct them, do it in a way that's not screaming down, you know. So you're transphobic, Dave Chappelle. You're a transphobic, genuine, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, just let people be wrong if they're wrong.
And teach them, educate them. Because sometimes you just don't know. Yeah. You be ignorant to stuff. You know?
But see, that's the problem because
find out why they feel the way they do. Like, get an understanding.
Right. See, this is the problem though, because I think we as people of color, not just black people, but people of color, there comes a point when you get tired of having to explain race to somebody, like to white people, and it's like, and so eventually you argue and you argue and you argue, and then eventually you just like, you know what? You're right. We all do smoke marijuana. And it's in our DNA. You are absolutely right. I don't even want to feel like it. I feel like white people have never gotten to that point because they fucking love arguing so much. This administration proves that they will never admit that fault ever. Look at the whole Trump administration. They know they're wrong, but they just can't say it. It's just like a cartoon character. It won't come out of their fucking mouth. Once they get to the point where they can say, shit, I fucked up, then we can talk, but that's never gonna happen.
Right.
I think it'll happen, but I think it doesn't help when we're so adamant about being right on the other side. Like, people want to be right so bad that they get disrespectful, that they, you know, they talk down to people, they condescending, and nobody wants to deal with that. And if I knew that that's what I was gonna get, I wouldn't admit I was wrong either. I wouldn't want that.
Well, people also need to realize that both people can be wrong. Like, both sides of the argument can be wrong, but you can only figure that out if you listen and talk instead of trying to be right all the damn time.
Yeah.
Right. And it's a quote that said, "What? The problem with people is that they listen to respond and not to like hear what the person's saying." You know.
And there's a lot of that going around nowadays, which is why people are butthurt about a Dave Chappelle fucking special, because he even said it in his own second special. When did these stop being jokes? Like, all of a sudden you laughing, but I say this one thing and now all of a sudden I'm not funny. I'm not a comedian no more.
And then also, how you gonna be mad at Dave Chappelle's special when chances are 90% of the people that watched it don't even pay for Netflix? Nigga, you getting this shit for free for real. You ripping off Dave. So what? I don't understand.
And then my thing is, if he said something prior to the last two specials coming out about trans people, why did you come back? If you already ain't sipping his nigga Kool-Aid, why did you come back?
Right. So they can make a Facebook post about it.
Exactly. So they could be a fit. I want to see if he's gonna say something this time. Do you think he's gonna say something this time? Bitch, you know he's gonna say something this time. Hell.
Right. As soon as somebody offends me, I'm done with you. I will never watch another Dr. Umar video ever again. Nigga, I can't deal with you.
Exactly. That's all you have to do. Like, if somebody have a post on Facebook I don't like, I unfollow their ass. Guess what? I won't see them anymore.
Yep.
There you go. That's all you got to do.
That button exists. Use it.
There, use it.
But, you know, and this is the last point that I want to kind of discuss. So, with the Dave Chappelle special, there are a lot of people who have opinions that don't do comedy.
And all of their opinions are invalid. Next.
So, and of course, we are comics, so we might think that way. But you know, it seems to be a fundamental misunderstanding of what comedians actually do.
Right.
Like, do y'all see that?
I don't think it's looked at as an art.
Or is it that we too sensitive? Or are we too adamant about people taking us as we are without wanting to be accountable? Like, what do you think it is?
Both.
I missed that.
I think it's both.
So you think we are a bit sensitive about our shit?
Kelanna, she was saying, the last part was, are we as comics too sensitive to our craft areas? But I think it can be both. I think that the public does not understand, like I put in that damn comedy complaints group, it's improvisers' fault. Because when people say, oh, what do you like to do for fun? And then they go, I do comedy. And then they clarify that they do improv. And so people the regular world, thanks to things like Whose Line Is It Anyway and magic shows, think that that's what comedy is. It's like an act. It's like the circus. You go, and then people get up there and they'll tell a joke. And then they might think, oh, a late night show is people get up there and they just tell jokes about dicks. They still think it's like Gallagher, like the days of Gallagher and people doing shit like that. And I think we as comics, especially newer, younger comics, I think we've all kind of had fault of just having really shitty jokes, feel like they have to tell abortion jokes. Like they have to. Like they have opinions and I have to do this. And how dare you tell me that I can't say this joke about me fucking a dead horse? Like, this is my speech. And it's like, is it?
You know what I always say? If you're living your truth, then I feel like you can always tell when someone's really telling a joke that they really believe it. Does that make sense? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A jokey, but I believe that nigga. I believe her. She's not even that. That's a joke, but even if obviously you could over exaggerate what it is, but the premise, something like, oh, that's real. Like she's genuine, and I will appreciate a joke that I don't even think. I'm like, yo, I didn't think I would be funny, but the way you said it and the way your timing and your expression, that works. But I hate when people do jokes because they think that other people can think it's funny. Like you should, you should see my face in the comedy club. Like even yesterday, I was just like this the whole time. I'm like, none of these niggas is funny. Like,
mask that night, huh?
Yeah, I was doing this too. Out there, I catch my face sometimes because I don't know my face, and I'm like, oh, people are like, why you disgusted me? Oh,
yeah.
But do you think people like civilians? Do you think their misunderstanding of what comedy is affects or it invalidates their opinion of us on a deeper level?
I think the only reason why that might be the case is because we've all encountered this person who decided this is the day they're going to do stand-up because they're funny around their friends, and that's easy. They can do that. They do it all the time, and they get up there, and then they realize it's not what they thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think the problem is everybody's like, oh, I can do that. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, it's not hard. It's not a thing. Mm-hmm. So then they're already thinking, oh, we're just lazy, which, I mean, some of us are.
It's not exclusive. It's kind of like everybody got a key. Like, it doesn't, that's what, I don't know, it's so watered down now, seems like. It's not exclusive. It's not anything special about it because so many people are doing it and so many people are bad at it.
Right. And remember, I think I talked about this once, like, I don't like the comments. I'm like, I tell people I do stand up because I'm like, I don't want to put myself as a stand up comedian because I'm just like, because technically anyone that goes to open mic, like, I'm a stand up comedian. It's like, really, are you though? Like, have you ever for this?
Since when? I saw your set last week. You weren't one then.
Right. But like literally, but
I think.
Look at the turnover rate. Look at the turnover rate. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. You see someone, they like, oh, they at the open mic every week. Then, bam, you're like, what happened to that girl? What happened to that dude? Yeah, oh, they married. They went on in their real life. You know what I mean? But you could tell the people that are in the grind that's really getting better too. Like, I don't want you to be stagnant telling the same jokes, not getting better. So you just gonna stay here? No,
I think some people do. Like a lot of people who are like that, who are just open mic comics, just always on open mic, never on a show. They just come to hang out, really. They've been telling the same 2 jokes since 1922. So, like, I do think a lot of that is because there's a lot of people who romanticize stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in the sense that it's this, I have such a stressful day, and then I go out and I hang out at bars with just like these really cool, opinionated, funny people, and we hang, like, you know what I mean? I think for some people, it's like there's like this romanticism to what stand-up comedy is, and like how freeing it is, and it makes you feel like a natural woman and bullshit like that.
Yeah. Oh, but let's not forget that's only when you're not on stage. So they can romanticize about it all they want to. They can sit up and talk about how they do comedy. Oh yeah, I do comedy. I have I go out every night. Most of them just going out to drink and talk shit.
Yeah.
Preach.
Like they're not actually.
But I think that's part of why they love it. Like even the part of just I'm going out and then I get drunk but I talk about it on stage and I let it all out on stage. That's my therapy. The stage.
But I'm not even talking about mostly those people who are just these pedestrian, hobby comics. I'm talking about these people like these journalists. They're supposed to be like culture experts and, these people who observe culture in a way that's supposed to be intellectual and insightful. Like when it came to Dave Chappelle, I still think they missed the point. And so I'm saying like
they write a whole big cop.
Those aren't real jobs. Those aren't real jobs, what they're doing. That's not real jobs. That's people who they're all auditioning to be on Vice News, and they got tattoos and piercings in weird places for no reason, and half their head is purple and blue, and they're all trying to be fucking cool. It's like, what is it? Philip Seymour Hoffman in the movie Almost Famous, he laid it out. He was like, it's just the industry of cool. Everybody's just trying to out-cool each other. Those aren't real jobs. I'm sorry, they're not.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like straight journalists, like people writing for the New York Times, the Washington Post. Like they all have these negative opinions.
And that's who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these people. They only seem like they do it just as clickbait. They just trying to see how many people.
Yeah.
Story how many people their story can reach. They trying to look good for their fucking boss so that they can move up.
Likes are cool. Views are cool. They're just cool. It's just that's what everything is now. Who liked it?
Yeah.
I think a lot of them pander to a certain audience, like that liberal audience. Like everybody's pandering to them right now, so they'll say anything that they like that could get them riled up.
To be an article called.
I was gonna say, did you ever see that? I forgot what show it was on, but it was Patrice O'Neal against this white woman about his jokes. Did you ever see that video? Go look on YouTube.
I love it.
Like that's a classic. Like he murdered her. Like he killed her. So I'm like, and Patrice O'Neal, like R.I.P. He was so funny, and he was so offended. Like that's how I know he was funny, because I'd be like, that shit's wrong, but I'm dying laughing. You know what I mean? I'm like, you wrong for that, nigga. But I'm like, nigga, you wrong. But he was so funny that I didn't care what he was.
Pardon? Was he the one talking about critics, or am I thinking about somebody else? I know Patrice O'Neal.
Patrice O'Neal, basically what happened was he had like these jokes, like all these, like, it's like one-liner jokes about like sexual, like he's like, oh, what do you call, like, I guess like the Superman. It's like, that's when you like come on her back and put the sheet on so that she flies. And he had all these like, I guess, misogynistic jokes, like all these like sex things and like what he called them. And they were like stupid funny like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then this lady was like, this white lady, she's on stage. She's like, I was very offended. She's like, did you even see my special? You didn't see it. She just heard about the jokes and took them out of context. And he was just like, he's like, oh, what are you the police on funny? Are you the police on funny? Like,
it's always a white woman. It's always a white lady. I am offended.
Yeah, I'm offended.
I dated a black man in high school, and I can't believe that you would sit here and say that joke when I kissed one. And when I was 14 years old. Shut up.
That's exactly how her tone is. Like, that's literally, and then he just like go look at it. That's funny. And I just feel like I know Dave Chappelle probably not gonna like respond to that, but I just feel like if he could, like, he would murder them too. Like, all your arguments are invalid. Bam.
Yeah.
But Dave Chappelle is such a smart dude, and I don't think people give him enough credit for his intelligence, and they're so quick to like assume.
Right.
They don't give Dave Chappelle enough credit for his intelligence because 99% of his jokes end in some sort of dick joke. Like, they're always, that's why he'll say some real woke shit, and then I kicked her in the pussy. Like, that kicked in the pussy is childish as fuck. But all that other stuff was great. But people don't give him credit because it was a kick her in the pussy joke. Like, that's why.
Because he's Dave Chappelle, he can get away with that. Kind of like white, kind of like male white comics who get up there with the "woe is me" kind of routine. I live in my mom's basement. You think Dave Chappelle?
I'm a failure in life.
Shop. I went skateboarding yesterday. All that bullshit. So do y'all think Dave Chappelle can get away with those somewhat okay punchlines because he's Dave Chappelle?
Oh no, because he's been doing it his whole act, his whole career. I think it's who if he had never done it before, and then all of a sudden he's doing shit like that, it'd be like, this is a different turn for Dave Chappelle. Because like, yeah, you can grow and get better as a comedian, but your voice, your overall voice is still with you. Yeah. So if he had never done this before, then it'd be, oh, that's interesting. But no.
And I love how people conveniently forget that Dave Chappelle, one of the reasons he walked away from $60 million is because he didn't want to put on a fucking dress.
Right.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on, people.
I saw this Cat Williams interview, and they asked Cat about Dave, and they were saying that Cat said that you got to keep in mind, according to Cat, and I actually believe this, that they actually the offer on the table was like $500 million or something like that, and they only gave him they only offered him the 50. That's why he fucking left. It's like he left. You can't.
It was notice what happened. That's what he said. It was like because when he first did the show, because now everyone knows the kind of like he talks about how key.
Charmz, you have to slow down, girl. I'm trying to keep up. I'm like,
sorry. Let me spell it. Let's start over.
Okay, let's go.
When the Dave Chappelle show started, like that was like the first show of its kind of like that, right? Now we see Key and Peele and Amy Schumer kind of like taking his format and doing it again, right? But at that time, so 2003, I was in high school. I remember, whatever. He started this show, and then when in his agreement, he said they're like, okay, because it's like a Comedy Central show. How good is it gonna do? You know what I mean? So they're like, all right, you could get 50. I think it was 50% of DVD sales, right? But that show killed, and his DVD sales were ridiculous. So 50% of like whatever, like 50 million, like they have to give him 25 million just on DVDs. They were like, yeah, we're gonna renegotiate that, and you're gonna get 15%. Nah, nigga, y'all said 50% or something. I don't know. I'm guessing the number.
Yeah.
And that's what the issue was. Like, it was like the DVD sales, and then they were just reneging on their contract. You can't do that shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you didn't anticipate how good it was gonna do. So like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, it's not gonna. They obviously have, they have those people that will look and say, okay, we project sales to be like this, but they were ridiculous, and they didn't want to give them his percentage.
Yeah. But since we about to close it up, but yeah, it's a good place to close it up on Dave Chappelle's closing joke on Bird Revelation, or his closing statement. Like, it wasn't even a joke. He just really kind of put, he really kind of put the nail in the coffin on that discussion about the Comedy Central thing. And the way he set it up, because he said, I can't say exactly what happened, but I'm going to tell you this story.
Right.
And I just finished reading Pimp, so I read that story too. But
I really want to read that book.
It's good. It's good. But how do you feel about the allegory, him comparing it to his life, and that thing where he says, because we got a secret? Like, what? Because that hit me right here. Like, when he said that, I damn near slid out of my damn bed.
Right. We got a secret too, bitch.
Like, Kelanna, what you thought about that shit?
I don't know how many times I took that part back, because I was trying to piece. I was like, okay, so is he the hoe? And
yes,
right. The pimp? Okay, so I got that part, and then as the story went on and on and on, it's like, okay, so what was the big job that Comedy Central was trying to fuck him out of? You know what I'm saying? So after you just said that, Charmaine, I guess it's the 500 million and trying to give him the small piece, and he like, nah.
Right.
Either you give me what's due and all the shit that I bring in this network, or you just won't give it at all.
Right.
Was that what it was?
I'm assuming. I feel like it could be probably bigger, but you know what I mean. I feel like it's not one thing. You know, it's probably like a lot of little.
I
things.
do too. Well,
because that's what he said. It was like a lot of little things that led up to it. It wasn't any one thing, but he started to notice things.
Yeah,
and he started to see something's not right, and he eventually had to walk away. And you know, using that story from that book, Pimp, it speaks to what it's like being a Black entertainer right now and making that much money, and how people try to keep you in a place of a hope. Like the industry is pimping you and they want to keep you down beneath it.
Yeah.
You work for me, not the other way around.
Yeah. Okay, so listen. So at the end of the story, the trick ended up she ended up working however many more months, however many more tricks. So if you compare with Dave Chappelle, you know, situation with Comedy Central, how would you think that played out if he walked away? Do you think maybe it was prior to him walking away that he turned more tricks before he got the fucking gig? I mean, before he noticed what was going on?
Yeah, I think he might have wanted to leave before that, but they played him.
I think season 3 is when he noticed what was going on. Like in the production of season 3. I think he started to figure it out season 2. And then season 3 of Chappelle is or that production is when he was figured it out. Because honestly, season 3 of Chappelle's show is like Godfather 3. It's really not necessary. We can just do with the first 2 seasons and never have seen the third. Yeah. So I think that's probably when he like was really piecing it together.
Well, season 3, was that the one with the Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Stories?
No,
or was that season?
That's 2.
Okay, because I was about to say, because we definitely need those. Right. But to me, it just seemed like, just like if I had to relate it directly to the story, Comedy Central conned him into making him believe that he still needed them more than they needed him. And he didn't know his own value because they didn't want him to see it, so they can maintain control.
Well, and to be honest, why would you? You haven't had any real success with any of your shows, and all of a sudden now you have one, and it has your name on it, right? So that first season was like a fucking honeymoon. He probably saw some stuff, but then was like, nah, they gave me a show. Who cares? Like, it can't be that bad. And then you're in the relationship a little bit longer. And then you start to realize people like you and people are requesting your talent. But I'd never done it before on my own. This is my first show. Like, I don't even know if I'm strong enough to go out on my own. That's like an eternal thing. So I don't know. Some of it probably was Dave's own insecurity of not having that level of fame before, especially when you've been wanting it your whole career.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So you do shit and you don't want to fuck it up, but at a certain point, I think at a certain point with all fame, any famous person, you do have to sit there and go, do I care more about being famous or do I care more about whatever art that I'm trying to create? Because if you care more about being famous, I think that's how you end up on Big Brother and you can't be asked if you want to kiss a trans woman.
And get Kevin Harden.
Go back.
You gotta figure it out.
Oh man, that's some good stuff. That's good stuff right there. I'm glad the nigga left though.
Yeah.
Only Lord knows where he would have been right about now.
Right.
But messed up when he left. Look how they villainized him. He was he's crazy. But remember they did that to Martin Lawrence where they said he was crazy too. They said all these other people is crazy. So it's like So when they say people go crazy, I'm like, I don't believe them. I'm like, nah, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Okay, but this industry will make you crazy, and that's why I love that he compared it to this story, because in the pimp game, one of the pimps, Glass Top, instead of letting his hoes leave him.
Oh, the pimp's name was Glass Top.
Yeah.
One of the pimp's name was Glass Top because he was bald headed and he had a shiny bald head. Anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, daddy.
Top head ass nigga. So what they would do is, what he did, he would make them think that they were losing their mind, and he would actually have them mentally institutionalized.
He gaslight them? Damn.
Because if you leave a pimp, a lot of times when hoes leave, they turn. And next thing you know, they sitting on the witness stand pointing at you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to avoid that, you discredit their mental state and you break them here so they don't have the heart to actually, tell somebody what you did.
The U.S. military should hire pimps to torture. They should, because pimps have some sort of magical pull on people. They look terrible. They got shoestring hair glued to their head. They look like a cartoon version of a pimp, which is already a cartoon. And yet still, they are able to draw in women like crazy and turn them into just whatever you want, daddy. I'll go suck a dick for you, daddy. Like, how do you do that? That is amazing. That is power. Those are superheroes.
That's a ticket straight to hell. That's what that is.
Manipulation on fleek.
But it is
mind control is real.
I've always been fascinated with the pimp game.
Yeah. I don't want
mind control is real. I don't understand it. I remember when I was in middle school, my brother made me watch Pimps Up, Hoes Down with him, which is the highest rated HBO documentary in the history of HBO. Still, I've seen it like 4 times. That movie fascinates the shit out of me. The Players Ball, I want to go. I just really do. I really do. I want to go.
Wait, that's a real thing? I thought it was a joke from Dave Chappelle.
No, it's real.
No, it's real.
Is that still a thing?
I hope so. I hope so.
Down?
Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
I haven't heard anything of the Players Ball. Milwaukee ain't been popping in a long time.
Well, and I actually watched American Pimp right after I finished reading the book Pimp. I watched American Pimp.
What is American Pimp? Is that a documentary?
Yes, and that's my jam.
Oh, okay.
American Pimp is some good shit.
I'll watch it.
But it's like they kind of lean into the decline of pimping because of, strip clubs, because of
the internet. You can pimp yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Like nowadays,
backdoor.
They got a bunch of straight freelance bitches.
So walking around. So can pimps exist in the internet? Is it like a pimp web server or something? Like, do pimps? How do they?
It's called Craigslist.
Backpage.
It's called Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Right.
Oh, okay.
On the back page.
Okay, so they just run the website and they pimp through the IT section.
Smarter though,
right? Because they're
just using Tinder, and they pimping their damn self. So you can just cut out the fucking middleman and just pimp your damn self. Keep the money.
Exactly.
Fuck the dumb shit. Like I don't, girl. If I was selling this hot thing, because it's hot, I'm literally sitting on a gold mine.
You right? Remember what Chappelle said? He was afraid about that money, but that pussy. He's like, no, I can't accept that. You right? Priceless, nigga.
But I think the whole pimp versus whole thing, it has a lot to do with what it means to be black in the industry we're in, which is why, I think white dudes, like the old guard of comedy, I think they have a problem with like all these black internet celebrities because it shows that we don't need y'all. It's like it's freelance hoes now. We all some freelance bitches, and we fucking up the game.
Oh, but let's not get started on this internet comedy. Oh.
Save that. We can save that for next week.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
But it was good talking to y'all as usual. I love y'all smart bitches.
It was.
It go by so fast.
I know, right, girl? We've been at this an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes, girl.
That's a movie.
Who going to a mic tonight? Who going to a mic?
Nada.
Thursday. What's Thursday night?
Backdoor.
Right now it's 7. The only places that I know that would still be popping right now that you could still get to is Fort Worth, and I ain't going to Fort Worth. So
I know, man.
Backdoor. They won't let you out.
Backdoor.
I have never.
Oh yeah, Backdoor.
You have to sign up by email or
no. Well, I haven't been there in a while, but you still have to just call in. But when you get there, they make you.
Charity know you. She'll let you. She don't. I think that's really just for people who have never done it before.
Right, because then you have to get the of like not being like it's a clean comedy, right? So no cussing, no talking about bodily fluids exiting your body, so no vomiting, no shit, no pee. I was like, what? It's like okay.
Also, you cannot talk about suicide or cancer. No suicide, no cancer.
Just taking away all the fun subjects.
Right. But yeah, I'm not going. Girl, it's cold outside. I'm about to curl up with Living. Sing.
Is that on Netflix?
Oh, in the 90s kind of world, I'm glad I got my girls.
Put your head up, right?
That's right.
Whenever his life gets tough, you gotta fight with
homegirl standing to my left. Am I right?
Am I right?
True blue. It's tight like glue.
I love that.
Check it out. Check it out. So what? You make things.
That's the end. Y'all have a good night. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Bye.
Bye.